It's Rib Week here at the Culinary Center. We're helping get you ready for your next tailgate. We're doing all the testing here so you don't have to. We're gonna give you 3 ways to serve your smoked beef ribs. Today we're focused on short ribs. These are from the plate region of the animal. As you see, it's very close to the brisket. It cooks almost like a brisket, but it's a little bit more forgiving. You want to use a long, slow, moist heat cook process with this to kind of break down that connective tissue, turn this beautiful piece of meat into tender, juicy morsels. Today we're talking plate ribs. These are really easy to find in the meat case. You'll see them whole like this with 3 bones. You'll see them cut into little portions called Korean style ribs. You'll see them portioned a little bit further, sometimes with the bone or boneless. We're gonna focus on these, to clean or not to clean, okay? These come with a decent fat cap on them. When I look at the meat and I see this kind of beautiful marbling all through it, I prefer to take off that fat cap, remove it, so then my rub or my marinade that I put on there will really penetrate that meat. And when we get to the smoker, either a pellet or a natural wood smoker, you get that beautiful sought after smoke ring. Let's get into cooking this beautiful piece of meat. Barbecue is very passionate to a lot of people, including myself. Here are a few tips that I've learned along the way. Temperature. So I like to cook this at 225 for about 10 hours. What we do want to do is we want to preheat our pellet smoker, or obviously if we're using a live wood one, we want to get the wood burning so it gets down to embers. Really want to stay away from white smoke. If you see the smoke, it's going to impart kind of a not great flavor onto the meat. So you want to have that clear smoke so it's nice and slow and low. Fuel. I mean, charcoal is great once it's burned down to an ember. Hardwoods I like to use are hickory and oak. I try to stay away from sweeter woods like apple and cherry. The sweeter smoke gets a little bit too much smoke flavor into the meat for me. I'm a salt and pepper guy, so I prefer just salt with a lot of pepper. We have a great recipe on beefwithsportsfordinner.com for our barbecue rub. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a tip on something I've been working on that helps keep that rub nice and penetrating into the meat and gives you a beautiful bark. I got basically 2 parts mustard, 1 part mayonnaise. I have our Beef with What's for Dinner barbecue rub. We're gonna go ahead and mix that in there. It helps stick to the rub, and it really does create an amazing bark. It takes away a little bit of the smoke ring, but the flavor of the meat, I think, offsets that. So I just put a little bit on here, and we're just gonna put a thin layer. All right, and then we're just gonna take a little bit of this and sprinkle this on. You see how it kind of just sticks on there? This gives us an amazing bark. This is our barbecue spice that is on Beef with What's for Dinner. I try to get all the angles. And then we're gonna go ahead and throw this in our preheated smoker. I like to add moisture, particularly if I'm using a pellet smoker, into the chamber. So I'll put a water bath in there, or you can use a little spray if you're gonna be around to maintain the smoker and maintain the meat and move it around a little bit. You can add a little bit of moisture into the chamber while it's cooking. This is just water, a little apple juice, and apple cider vinegar. That acid will help break down the connective tissue and kind of add a little flavor component to the richness of this meat. Bust any of these out at your next tailgate. Everybody's gonna be your best friend. On the platter here, we got some whole beef ribs. You see this beautiful smoke ring that we have here. I made some street tacos with a Hatch chili salsa, a little crema, and a little pickled onions. We have some Korean style smoked beef ribs or beef wings, a little Korean barbecue, a little sriracha crema. And then my favorite are steamed bao buns, smoked beef, a little bit of kimchi, a little bit of radish, a little bit of Korean barbecue. These ones are a home run. If you like these videos, it really helps us if you like and subscribe. Please let us know if there's any more detail you want in these recipes. Please comment in the section below, and we'll see you at the next video.